Good morning to you. We're all in our places with sun shining faces, and this is the way we start out our day. Good to see you guys in here. Happy Monday. Today, for people watching this in the future, is October 25th, 2021. We are currently into the fourth quarter. In fact, we only have about 2 more months of the year left. We are currently running a 30-day challenge. We are on day 7 of that challenge. And one of the reasons why we switch from Zoom to AirMeet, back to Zoom, back to AirMeet is because one of the biggest reasons why people fail is they cannot follow instructions. So we are in the process of trying to weed people out that can't follow instructions and can't stay consistent. If you can't follow simple instructions, you're going to have a hard time becoming a millionaire. I can tell you that right now. So for the people who are here right now, congratulations, you've made it. Let's get into things. We are a group of people that show up on time. We start on time. I go to these events and I speak on stage and they're always an hour late. Sometimes they're 2 hours late and they're apologizing the entire time. I can tell you one thing, I'm never going to apologize for being late. So here we go. Guys, I want to remind everybody where we're at. So give me a couple of minutes. I'm not going to go through instructions anymore. We've done that. We are currently going to go through and kind of walk through what everybody here. Ooh, let me switch this over to family. This would be great. I'm going to give you guys a breakdown of what we're going to do this week so that you have a good, clear understanding of where we're going, what we're doing, where to show up, all of those things. Okay. We are going to make it simple on you guys. One thing I was blown away by this last week is we counted the deals that at least were communicated to us. I'm sure we're well over 100 deals so far. We counted the ones that I'm being DM'd and messaged. We've counted 67 deals so far. Okay. My team only has 2 deals. Okay. So that means there's 65 deals that have been done inside of the community where my sub 2 students or the 0 to hero students have helped the people who are not students. And that is a big deal. There is no challenge that's ever been like this, nor will there ever be a challenge like this again. I challenge other people to try and do this. This is a lot of work. It's a lot of energy. And what we're going to be doing this week, let me do a little screen share for you guys so you guys can see my calendar. We are going to be doing 6 more days of training this week. Okay. So today we're on AirMeet, as you guys can see right here. The rest of the week, we are going to be on Zoom, and we're actually shortening these Zooms to less than 2 hours. Okay. We're going to keep the instructions smaller, give you guys more time to work. And then what we're going to be doing is we are going to be doing some additional training. Okay. So what we've realized over the week is here you guys go, 7 a.m. We're going to be doing this for the next 6 days. Sundays, we take the day off. We still do our challenge, right? We go out with our kids. We do virtual driving for deals. We do all of those things on Sunday, but on Sunday, we just don't meet. Okay. So what we're going to be doing this week is we're going to elevate the training, but we're going to do it in the afternoon. Okay. And here's why. Because a lot of times title companies are not open until 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. And we need to give these title companies time to sit in their desk, catch up on emails before we start inundating them with live videos in their face. So what we're going to be doing is every morning, we're going to do our driving for deals, either virtually or physically. We are then going to give a little instruction on Q&A every single morning, and maybe even bring in a couple of little special guests along the way. What we're going to be doing is now going forward, here we are going into the second week of a 4-week challenge. We will be highlighting somebody every single day that did a deal last week that is going to tell us how they got the deal, where the deal is, how much money they plan on making, what was the process, is it really that simple? All of those types of things. We're going to be doing that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, in the middle of our training, in the middle of our Q&A, and in the middle of us driving for deals virtually and physically. Okay. Because if you remember, the homework of this challenge is very simple. Download Batch Driven, go find 100 houses a day, either virtually or physically. We've done the training last week, so you guys should know how to do that at this point. We're going to do continued education this week for texting and how to reply and negotiating and things of that nature. But outside of that, the homework's not going to change. It's going to be the same thing every single day. For 30 days, you're going to go out and find 100 new houses every single day, either virtually or physically, utilizing Batch Driven. You're then going to send out a message to those houses through the app, through texting. And as those sellers get interested in talking to you, you are then going to work with a sub 2 or 0 to hero student to help you get those deals locked up. Last week, we had one of my students, Jeremy Davis, got 5 new people a contract each. You got 5. Actually, I think he finished last night with a 6th contract. So in 6 days of the challenge, he completed 6 contracts helping other people in the challenge. That's a big deal. So he's literally like 8% of the contracts that we've counted so far. That's a big deal. You've got Jeremy Davis, you got Munif, Mamadou, Chad Glover, tons of students of mine. Every one of those contracts that I counted of 67 contracts have been a higher, elevated, more experienced person helping a newbie along the way. And what we looked at is we looked at every challenge that we've ever seen before. People are struggling because what they do is they go watch some challenge on YouTube, right? And then what happens is they end up, I wouldn't say they end up failing. They definitely don't fail. What ends up happening is they don't have additional support. All they have is YouTube to help them. And so what we've done is we looked at our challenges in a different way. And we say what truly helps people is community, working with people who are trained killers. We've got so many of the sub 2 students and 0 to hero students are trained killers. And so they are the ones elevating the game for everybody. Now, in the side chat, please, guys, give us some love. Like, let's keep the chat really, really strong. We're going to get into some amazing stuff this week. Let me reshare my screen. I'm going to show you guys. Hey, Matt, can you,
Yo.
you here for a second?
Yeah, of course. Yo.
How you doing, brother?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, so, through our conversations, over the week, especially the weekend, just talking about how knocking doors is going to be really challenging to do here in the morning at 7:00, 8:00 in the morning, which is our original time slot.
Yep.
And what we talked about, guys, I'm just catching Matt up to speed on things he already knows. So that obviously educates you. Matt already knows this. I'm just having a conversation with Matt. We are going to start doing door knocking in the afternoons. And unfortunately, I'm very sorry. I'm going to tell this to everybody. I'm going to hurt some feelings. Unfortunately, we are going to limit the door knocking training to 0 to hero students. And 0 to hero students only, unfortunately. And the reason being is it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy to do the door knocking, have camera crew with us, all that kind of stuff. And it's going to be in the afternoon. So we're going to be doing that a couple of days per week of actually going in the field, knocking doors. And so if you're not a 0 to hero student, you're not going to be able to get into that. But we will be doing the free training in the morning for the people that are just doing basic stuff. Lady Nunez says, I was a 0 to hero student previously. Well, if you were a 0 to hero student, you still are a 0 to hero student. I'm curious why you would say you're not one now. If you became a student, you're always a student of 0 to hero.
Yes.
Okay. Ari says, why didn't you send us the link in the mail? Because we're not doing direct mail. That's why.
Oh my God.
Guys, we send out the mail. We send out the emails. Guys, we are so good. We have a full team behind us that sends out emails. I'm sorry. If you didn't get the link, there's no possible way I can help you. I put the link in my Instagram stories. I put the link on my main Instagram page. I put the link in my bio in my Instagram. We send it out on our community text. We send it out on an email to all my sub 2 students. We send it on an email to all the 0 to hero students. We send it out. We put in the Facebook groups. Like literally there's more than 10 places. There's more than 10 places that link has been sent. Okay. I pulled it through your Instagram and typed it. Ari, I'm so blown away that you would go to that effort. I cannot believe that you actually did that. And I want to pull something up. Okay. This is what's so interesting to me. Look at this. I'm going to screen share with you and I'm going to show you something so mind-numbingly crazy that people go to that length. What I did on my post this morning is I was like, there's no way somebody's actually going to type in this link. There's no way. I actually thought I was stupid for putting it in here, but check this out. Look at my post. I said, the link is right here. It's also, the link is in my bio. The link is in my stories, which it always has been. This same air meet link is literally the same
Oh,
link we've been using this entire time. So let's go to Pace's bio. Right here, there's a link. It's right there. What do you need me to send you a link for? Boom. It's right there.
they were just looking for it in the mail. That's why they were confused.
How is that even possible that you would have to physically type a link out? My brain just exploded. It's
Mm.
crazy to me how hard it is to get people to understand where the freaking links are.
Pace, you burn a lot of calories keeping the herd together.
I do, bro. I swear to you, like people go, how do you stay in shape? My body is flaming with frustration of how else can I knock, 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 knock. Sweetheart, who's out the door? I don't know. It's some guy wearing a black hat with a peace sign on it. All right, well, open the door. I think it's Pace. Open the door. Hey, man, can I just give me your phone? Let me just type in the link for you. That's how that's the only thing more I can do for you.
Let me change your life.
Let me change your life, guys. Oh my gosh. In fact, that's a great idea. Christian Hernandez says that's the next ad idea. I'm writing that down. Thank you, Christian.
My
Okay.
goodness.
We've made it too easy. We've made it so easy nowadays that people are like, you actually went to the length of physically typing in the link. When I posted that Instagram post this morning, I said, there's no way somebody needs the actual typed out digital link, like each little letter. Boom. My brain is exploded. That's why we got to keep this so simple for people. Okay.
That's
Man,
why
I'm not trying to
we
shame you, but
training on here.
not trying to shame you. Okay. Just blown away by how challenging this really is to give you guys the most value you've ever seen ever. Like we go to such great lengths with all of this. It's absolutely crazy. And so here's the thing, Matt, if somebody wants to have access to the additional training with our title company, we're going to have Laura come in here and show people how to fill out contracts. We're going to have additional training with the deal that we close on Thursday and the deal you close on Friday. We're going to have additional training with door knocking out in the field, physically door knocking. How can people get into Zero Hero? Is there a link that people can get into?
Yeah, there absolutely is. I can post a link here in the side chat. I'll grab that real quick. Yeah, and to join the community because obviously in the Zero to Hero community, you get what we did last season, and obviously everything cool that we're doing in addition to this season and everything that we do moving forward. So yeah.
All right. So Zero to Hero, guys, is a community that we've built that is all about challenges. Okay. So we're going to be doing a challenge every quarter. Once you're in Zero to Hero, you're always in Zero to Hero. So what I would say is like Zero to Hero season, this is season 2. Season 1 was us. We started in North Carolina and we started with a budget. And the budget was, a couple $1,000s. We hired virtual assistants. We got deals. We generated like $70,000 in revenue in less than 15 days in a brand new market from scratch. Showed people how to start their LLC, showed people how to create their website, like literally showed people, not told them, we showed them. That was season 1 of Zero to Hero. This, guys, currently is season 2 of Zero to Hero. Okay. Season 2 of Zero to Hero is right now. We're giving you guys the free version of it in the morning times. And then in the afternoon, we're going to elevate that training to working with the title company, having Laura fill out the contract, showing you guys all the paperwork involved in a transaction. Then we're going to have Matt, myself go out and knock doors. And the reason why we're going to transfer the knocking doors to the afternoon and those additional trainings is because we can't knock doors at 7:00 in the morning. I mean, we can, but why knock doors at 7:00 in the morning? You're going to piss off a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
It
Matt,
might
can
be
you put the
unwelcome.
Zero to Hero link in there and then pin it, please?
Yeah, of course. I'm getting it from Kelly right now.
Jeff Arjun says, Pace, tilt your camera up just a little bit. Only your eyes are showing.
What?
Jeff, people can see me, I think. All right. You just need to
Yeah,
zoom out, bro. Get your Android, and there, if they have do they have a zoom out feature on the Androids? I love Jeff Arjun. He's awesome. Okay, so let's get into some stuff, guys. Matt, what time is the best time for driving for deals in the afternoon? What would you say is the best time?
Um, I don't know. I feel like that midday spot is typically pretty good. I don't know, around 3:30 or 4
Okay.
is
So
pretty solid.
what are your thoughts on the elevated training? What do you think we should do in that regard?
Well, I feel like if we're gonna, I'm trying to pull this link. I feel like if we're gonna door knock, it has to be sometime between like 4 to 5:30 or 4 to 6 or something like that.
Okay, so who's a zero to hero student in here that's going to be on the live? Because I want to make sure Matt gets you the guys the link. All right, love it, love it, love
Yeah,
it.
awesome.
Okay, love it, love it, love it, love it. Amazing. So Matt, if I'm not a zero to hero student and I want to be in the door knocking training and I want to see like us working in the title company, going through the contracts, I want to see how the transaction unfolds. I want to see all the nitty gritty stuff, the stuff that like seems really challenging for people. How do I get into that zero to hero?
So guys, I'm gonna be posting a link here in the side chat. I'm gonna pin it, and all you have to do is follow the link and join the Zero to Hero community. We already have an amazing community in there. People are already doing deals. Folks who had taken action on season 1 that were dedicated to scaling their business with outsourcing. This is a different take. We're trying to show you guys. We're literally creating this content to meet you wherever you're at. Right. I think everyone has a different situation. Everyone is in a different place, right? Not everyone has the money to outsource quite yet, which was like how we addressed season 1. And that's why we're coming at season 2 like, hey guys, this is what you do that doesn't require very much money at all, or if any, literally just your time. So the information we're putting out there and we're literally showing by demonstrating us doing it, it's just meeting you where you're at. So I'll put a link here in the side chat as soon as I get it. I'll pin it, and you guys can join the community if you want to get access to that elevated stuff that we're going to be doing in addition to the stuff that we're giving you guys for free.
Love it. Okay, so Klaus says, does this mean people who got invited for this challenge but aren't a paid zero to hero student won't be participating in the afternoon sessions? That is 100% exactly what we're saying. It's an additional training, right? It's elevated. We're going to be doing our morning sessions like we've always promised. We're going to shorten them a little bit because now there's less education to be giving you. And the reason for that is that we've already taught how to drive for deals. We've already done this out in the field. We will be driving for deals in the field. We will be driving deals virtually every single day through the challenge. And we're just going to take that 3-hour training that we did last week and we're going to shorten it to about an hour to an hour and a half so that people have more time to take action on their 100 houses. Okay. So it's going to be Matt, myself, and one of the sub 2 students and zero to hero students to come in and say, hey, my name's Jeremy Davis. I helped 5 people get contracts last week. Let me tell you a story about one of those contracts. That's where the morning sessions are going to be from now until the end of the challenge. Okay. We want to make sure that it's simple. We don't give any more additional homework above and beyond what is already required, which is download batch driven, do 100 houses a day, send text messages to those houses with the scripting that Matt gave last week. And we'll talk about that multiple times. There will be more training on how to handle, those types of things over the next couple of weeks in the free sessions. And then what we're going to do is we're going to show you guys more virtual driving for dollars and more physical driving for dollars. Matt, how much fun was it to go virtual driving for dollars with other people, like hanging out with you in your truck?
Oh, that was so sick. It was amazing. I can't wait to do more of it.
Love it. So guys, if you're in Arizona and you want to be in the back of Matt's truck and maybe hold the phone for the Zoom, because what are we doing for the rest of the week? Remember, we are going to do the free session in the morning. And then for the zero to hero students, you will get access to the rest of training. Now, Matt, I imagine I'm going to throw this out here. I don't know exactly the challenge, but let me throw this up on the screen. And let's talk about the schedule for a little bit. So If I'm in the Zero to Hero challenge, you guys can see right here. I'm sorry, if I'm in this challenge and it's the free challenge, we're currently in air meet right now, Monday, October 25th. Okay. Going forward through the rest of the week, you guys can see we've got these trainings. They're probably going to be closer to about an hour and a half in the mornings, which is better because it gives you more time to take action on the challenge itself. These are going to be stories about deals that got done last week over here.
Yep.
And then the next following air meet, the next week, we're going to do it again. And the next week, we're going to do it again. And then we'll be done. We currently have basically 18 more working days in the challenge.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Then throughout the week, what we're going to be doing is somewhere in this time frame, probably between 2 and 4 p.m. Arizona time. Actually, probably more like, let's see, advanced training. An advanced training could be something like we're out in the field, right? Knocking doors. It could be that we're in the title company showing you guys how to work contracts. It could be actually going through one of the contracts that we did the week before and actually showing you where we're at, how we're finding a buyer, how are we going to find the funding for the fix and flip, whatever the additional advanced training is, that's going to happen in the afternoon for an additional probably 2 hours, maybe hour and a half. And
Yep.
then what we'll do is we'll give people on Saturday, we'll come into the Q&A for that. Okay. So this is the schedule for the week. What questions do we have for the schedule for the week, guys?
Oh, that's going to be sick.
Yeah, I'm going to leave this up for a little bit as we answer a couple other questions in the side chat.
I
Let's
had
see
put a
here.
Calendly link up for folks that are in the Zero to Hero community that they can join us while we go out and door knock and stuff.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Christina Solara, good to see you in here. She says, Pace, I have a non-Zero to Hero and non-Sub 2 students just now hearing about this amazing Driving for Deals challenge, asking how they can get signed up for the auto emails. This is for the new people just hearing, not the action takers. So here's what we've been doing. Okay, we have been, anybody that's logged in and registered for the air meet, or anybody that is a batch-driven client, anybody that's a sub 2 student, or anybody that's a Zero to Hero student gets the email every morning. So right now, guys, we're in the air meet, which means I have your email, I have your information. You've registered for this event. It's free, right? We've got 600 people in here on a Monday morning. Congratulations to all of you guys. All 600 of you will get the automated email every single morning. You even got a text message sent out to you if you're in my community, right? So if you're in my community, you get a text message. If you're a sub 2 student, you get the email every single morning. If you're a Zero to Hero student, you get it. If you are registered for this air meet, you'll get the Zoom link every single morning. I promise you. And when people say, I didn't get it, I maybe a week ago, I worried about that, but like we've tested, we've gone through everything. The only way you wouldn't have gotten the link is if it's in your trash or if you use the wrong email. So that they're going to get it. If they've registered for this event, they're in the air meet right now. That means we have their email and they will get the link every morning. Okay. Josue says, hey, can we do installment payment for Zero to Hero option? I don't know. That's a Matt Beard question. I would say, Matt, is there a way people can sign up to like hear more about what Zero to Hero is? Because that's not my realm.
So we did have that split pay option before, but I think we removed it simply because like what season 1 was.
Okay.
We can talk about that. We don't have like anything set in stone for as far as that's concerned
Okay. Got
right
it.
now.
All right, cool. So there's the answer to that question. I've got somebody has their hand raised. May call. Do you have a question for us, or did you accidentally raise your hand? Okay, bye. Pedro, how you doing, man? Pedro's like, dang it, I wasn't prepared. Pedro, I can hear you moving around.
You see me?
I can't see you,
do?
but
Okay,
I can
you
hear
hear me?
you.
Good. Can you see me? All right, well, cool. Question. Noticed a lot of properties have negative equity. Is there something you guys do for those?
Yes, creative
specifically?
finance. That's why I brought you to my students. My students know how to handle creative finance. If they have negative
Okay,
equity, bring those to my students. It's one of the homework assignments that we've given you is to link in with 5 of my students to make sure
yeah.
you bring those leads to my students.
I got in contact with someone last week. Had a great conversation with them.
Okay, so
Um,
then so it sounds Pedro, it sounds like you already know what to do,
yeah. So,
right?
like approaching, is there a specific way to approach these properties that are like that, or just like any other property?
Just like any other property, find the pain, have a conversation and set up a call with the student.
Got it.
What I don't want to do is I don't want to turn this into like a full on in-depth training that is like, let me tell you every little script, because here's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody takes action on it.
Got it.
Okay. Like this challenge is all about people that are taking action. And what happens is people are like, I found an ugly house. What do I do now? I don't know. Just leave it in your app.
No.
Of course, you text them, you send them a message, and you find out the pain. Now, if you guys are brand new to the challenge, it seems like there are some people who's brand new to the challenge. This is day 1 that I need to go back and tell everybody what we did last week. Put your information in the side chat, guys, if you guys are brand new to this challenge. Okay. Brand new. Okay. So Sarah Perez says she's brand new. So Sarah, last week we showed you everybody exactly what to do. We're going out and we're finding distressed properties, houses that are ugly. We actually went in the field on Zoom and we showed people exactly what to look for with these houses. And then we said, okay, now that you've got these houses in your app, by selecting the houses as you're driving around, we then reached out to them. So guys, let me show you something else that's amazing about like how interesting this has really been. Every email we send to you guys, you don't need to find the links. Okay. You don't need to find the links. I'm going to show you how simple this really is. Okay. Look at the screen, please. Everybody look at the screen. 611 people look at the screen, please.
Look at the screen.
Look at my screen. Watch. I'm going to share something with you that's magical. You don't have to go find the links. If you have the AirMeet link, which we've provided to you guys, and obviously you've used the AirMeet link because that's how you got here. Look here. Go watch day 1 right here. Go watch day 2 right here. Watch day 3 right here. Watch day 4 right here. And then our team will upload day 5 and day 6 here today as well. So that you guys can go through the event description. And as the challenge continues to go, the AirMeet link, which I'll copy again.
Wow.
Copy. And let me throw it in the side chat. You obviously have the link because you got in here with that exact link. Go to that link. Okay. Go to that link and here are all the videos. Okay. This one is it's an unlisted YouTube video. We've already had 4,000 people watch this video. So obviously there's a lot of people going back and watching day 1. You've got day 2, day 3, day 4, and then day 5 will be uploaded up there today so that you guys can see that link as well. Okay. Now, this is the link, right? You guys can go to the event. Like, this is why we used this, is so that you guys can see exactly where the links are. And every day my team comes in here and they edit this. They click on this button, they edit it. They'll add watch day 5 right here. So does anybody have a question on where to find the links to find the previous videos? Anybody? Have we done a good job explaining that? Do I need to knock on somebody's door and say, please hand me your phone so I can show you how to click on a link?
Too good of a job.
Okay. It is bonkers how challenging it is to get people to just take the action needed. But
The link on a business card.
right. Right. It is too easy, guys.
Amazing.
Okay. So here's a good question. Are the door knocking lives going to be on the Zero to Hero Facebook page, or is it Matt going live on Zoom? It's going to be us going live on Zoom. And we will have people with a camera on Matt going through a Zoom. That's a great question. Thank you for that question. Pedro, what other questions do you have, brother?
So maybe I'm overthinking this, but
yeah, if you say maybe I'm overthinking it, what do you think are the chances are you are overthinking it?
Hi.
100%. What's the question?
So then, is there a way to talk to somebody who doesn't know they can actually get something good out of selling the property? In other words, they have a rundown house, or they're in a situation that they don't know that selling their property is actually the way out of their problem, and they're like, "Oh, this guy just wants to buy my house because whatever. I don't know why, but I have problems."
Okay, cool. So here's the thing is, like, I see all these people that go post other challenges, right? And those challenges, I could go on YouTube right now and do a screen share, but if you guys go type in like driving for deals challenge right now on YouTube, you see a bunch of challenges that people aren't actually doing the challenges themselves. They're just giving you homework. They've probably never completed their own challenge in their entire life. Meanwhile, they're making YouTube series about a driving for deals challenge. We went out of our way to make this so unbelievably resourceful and easy for you guys to do. Please pay attention to me because Pedro, ironically, you have actually spoken to my student and you said you had an amazing conversation and you still do not get the picture of what we are doing here.
Just follow instructions and keep going.
Bro, what? How is it possible that you told me you had an amazing conversation with one of my students who are willing to help you. And then you come back in here and your question is, hey, is there any way I can talk to somebody who can help me convince this seller that it's the right thing for them to do is to sell the house?
I get you. I thought of these things after I talked to him though. And I got on, it was actually this morning I thought of these questions. But
the reason why I'm harping on you, Pedro, I cannot thank you enough for asking this question because it gives me a perfect opportunity to re-educate the audience of what we're doing here.
Yeah.
I don't want you. The reason why people fail at challenges is because you watch a stupid video and they go tell you what to do. But we as human beings need to be shown what to do. And not only do we need to be shown what to do, we need somebody holding our hands. We're stupid. All of us are stupid, me included. When I first got into this game, I wanted people to go on appointments with me and I wanted to go with other people to appointments because I wanted to see, smell, feel exactly what this business was like.
Yeah.
The stupid challenges that are out there that it's just people watching video and then taking action without anybody to reach out to is not what we're doing here. We're keeping it so absolutely simple. Pedro, you said you spoke to one of my students. You have not done your homework. Your homework was reach out to 5 of my students, develop a relationship because my students are trained killers. So when you run into a situation that you're like, this person obviously has pain, I need somebody to talk to that person. What would then be my homework, Pedro?
Talk to all your students to see what they have to say.
Set up an appointment for that person to talk to one of my students. That's the homework. You don't need to know what to say. You don't need to know everything about creative finance. You don't need to know everything about comping. You don't need to know everything about valuing a property. You don't need to know everything about negotiating with a seller. You literally need to do the most simple actions every day for 30 days and you will get a deal. There is no possible way you will not get a deal in this challenge if you just stick to the basics.
Got it.
And when you say, I might be overthinking this, what are you really doing? Are you overthinking it or what?
Yeah, overthinking it.
Tremendously. Because everybody in life wants to make everything hard. Guys, this is simple. Download the app, watch the videos with us, take action with us. When you run into a horrible property, you send them a text message and you ask them if they're open to having a conversation. If they're open to having a conversation, you then set an appointment for one of my students who are trained to have those conversations, have that conversation with the seller so you don't have to worry about overcoming a fear of talking to sellers.
Right. Well, I think what happens, Pace, is there's just so much information out there where people, try to make this thing so complicated and people in here feel like, oh my God, it can't be that simple, can it? It is.
It truly is that simple. Pedro, I can't thank you enough for asking the question because it really, who got value from this? I know I gave Pedro a hard time, but I did that on purpose to really get you guys to understand.
I like it. It's fun. It's perfect. I learned from it.
Thank you. I do too. I learn, I need to maybe give people I needed to go knock on all 626 people's doors in here and sit down with them for 30 minutes and go, do you understand what this?
I'll come to you if that's the case.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Carlos Torres, how you doing, brother?
Good, Pace. How are you?
I'm really good. Are you overthinking it too?
Not no more. I'm pretty much getting the idea of what I want to do and everything. So I got 2 persons pretty much willing to help me out and load properties.
Okay, great.
Because I mean, doing everything myself, I think it's just harder.
Oh, bro. Here's let me give you a description of doing it by yourself. Here's the description. Impossible.
Yes. Yes, I know.
Let me tell you this too. Can Pace be a multimillionaire and own hundreds of properties and do everything I'm doing by myself?
No.
Impossible. I can't do anything on my own. I can't. And the faster I realized that, the more I grew and the more money I made.
Yeah.
It's impossible for you to do this by yourself. I'm going to tell you guys right now, it's impossible for you to be in real estate by yourself. Impossible. Impossible. Show me, if you find somebody who says, I'm in real estate by myself, I'll go, yeah, because you make $40,000 a year and you do 2 listings as an agent. Those are the people that do this by themselves. So Carlos, you need to do, what's your action steps? You need to go drive for deals.
Yes.
And you need to text those sellers.
Yes. Been doing that.
And when sellers say, yes, I'm open to a conversation, you then do what?
Reach out to one of the students.
That is correct. But at this point, you should have a relationship with them, and you just send them a quick text and go, hey, I got somebody ready to have a conversation. When can you talk to them? That's the next step.
Gotcha. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Pretty simple, right?
Yes. Yes, it is. It just, we overcomplicate everything, especially when we're just pretty much stuck just looking at YouTube videos and trying to.
Yeah, this is not YouTube. We're not doing this on YouTube because we want to reset your brain to realize that YouTube's for entertainment, not education.
Exactly. That's why I pretty much joined this mentorship, because now I feel like I could do this, because now I have a big team behind me where I could pretty much reach out and get all my questions answered. Compared
this
to
is exactly why we're doing this challenge.
Yes. And
do you guys need another 30-day challenge where you don't have additional help? Does that sound like an enticing thing that you guys want?
No, I don't think so.
Anybody?
Just need to take charge. That's it, pretty much.
Bueller. There are people that have never seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off, so a little joke there. So yeah, we don't need it. Nobody needs another. I don't need another challenge. I'm telling you, if I'm gonna go do like a workout regimen, I'm telling you, I'm hiring a trainer. I'm finding somebody else that's already successful in it. For me, if I go, okay, Pace, I want to put on 10 pounds of muscle in the next year, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go find somebody and either pay them or become their friends and say, hey, can I work out with you? Whatever. I'll pay you for a time, whatever. It's the same thing in anything. It's not just real estate. It's not just driving for deals. It's literally everything in life. You will fail by yourself. We are humans. We are social creatures. If anything, COVID taught us that we do not like being cramped up, bottled inside, and not having access to each other. This challenge is a community challenge. And my sub 2 students are here to help. 0 to Hero students are here to help. Obviously, the benefit for them is what? The benefit for them is that they get to do deals with you, and you guys get to split deals and make money together. How much money is Jeremy Davis going to make from 5 contracts last week? I don't know, but it's a lot more than most people make in their day job. I'll tell you that much. So are my students being benefited? Yes. Now, here's something that's interesting. Joseph Frangos, Tucson, says, please remind the challengers, we are not cold calling for them. We will help them after motivation has been found. That is correct. So Joseph Frangos, what we've been talking about is, guys, you need to send a text message out to these sellers from the Batch Driven app. We did that training last week. Remember where we showed you where that training was? Let me show you that training one more time. If you guys really need to go back to that training, let's go back to this training and I'll show you guys a little secret. Somebody's like, well, I don't know how to do that. I didn't get trained on how to do that. Okay, well, no problem. Let me show you where to find it. Right here, if you go to the link for the challenge, you will see right here, watch day 1, watch day 2, watch day 3, watch day 4. We were uploading day 5. We actually locked up a live contract on day 5. I believe, yeah, it was day 5. We locked up a live contract on the call. We will be locking up more and more contracts as we go. But this is where you can go watch the past days. Now, guys, we have 30 more days to go. And I'm going to tell you right now, guess what? The last day to be involved in this challenge is. We are closing out the registration. Today is the last day. So you made it. Congratulations. Okay.
High five.
Okay. So Lisa McKinney. Hello, Lisa. She says, I just started driving for deals and joined the mentorship. Overwhelmed with all to watch and learn and wondering if adding another challenge is taking on too much. Lisa McKinney, what I would do is I would participate in this live challenge and do nothing else for the next 20 days. Do nothing else. What I would do is I would find sub-2 students that are experienced, been in the program for a long time, proven closers, and givers. We've given out a Google sheet of exactly who those people are. And Lisa, if you're in the mentorship, which you are, you have access to the Facebook group that has all of the students in there that they can help you. So what I would do is the only thing I would do is don't watch any of my training in the mentorship. Focus on this live challenge, because here's what's going to happen. In the future, when people are watching this, they're going to be watching a pre-recorded video. You have the unique ability and opportunity right now to be in a live challenge with live people helping you on live deals. So focus your time and your energy on this one challenge. Keep it very simple. And in 20 days, when we're done with this challenge, you can go back to the other things that you're doing, such as my mentorship. Okay. This is something to say. This is something to stay connected with after the challenge. Squad up in the Facebook group. Also, this is so clear that you don't have any other choice to succeed if you're taking action. Thank you, George. Appreciate that. Perfect. Okay. What's the best way for non-sub-2 students to reach to a sub-2 student? So we've shared a Google link probably at least 3,000 times, maybe 3,001 times. But we will share that Google link with you again. It's a list of people who have said, by the way, I have thousands of students, but I have a list of students that have all raised their hand and said, I want to help with this challenge. I want to do deals with non-students. That Google sheet has been given out multiple times. Okay. Carlos, do you have any other things or a question that you want to ask?
No, that's it, Pace. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay. Q&A.
Love
A couple
it.
of good questions.
Posted the Google Doc there in the chat too.
Thank you.
Students, amazing.
Okay, so Matt, can you post the Zero to Hero link in the Q&A section so it doesn't go away, so people can join in on the door knocking and the additional training with Laura and the paperwork and the title company and all the fun things that we have coming up in the additional training? Can you make sure you do that?
Post it as a question there?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe so. Let's see.
I think you can pin it, but I don't know how that works.
I did, but I think Kelly pinned something else.
Oh, got it.
In the Facebook group. So
okay, so will existing sub-2 students have access to Zero to Hero? No, not during the live. You'll get the recordings, but you won't have access to the live. Sorry. Mark has answered. Here we go. Boom. All right. So, all right, Matt has it right here. It's zerotohero.com or zerotoherorei.com/driving4deals. Cool. All right. So let's go through a couple of things. What we want to do is I'm going to rehearse what we've done so far, and I'm going to then talk about some additional training. We're going to get into some fun stuff today. We actually have a special guest coming here in about 18 minutes. So let me do what I can in 18 minutes. We have a special guest coming in here to train you and teach you on a couple of things. And they will be here in 18 minutes. So give us some time to give you guys some value before that. Okay, so Victor says, if we're playing a numbers game of skip tracing distressed 100 houses a day, if one property doesn't text back, do you recommend following up cold calling the non-cell phone numbers or go to the next? What we're going to do tomorrow, Victor, is we're going to do a whole breakdown and a flow of follow-up. That's going to be our training tomorrow. We're going to do a follow-up flow of that exact thing. I love that. And by the way, this is a numbers game, and I appreciate you pointing that out, Victor. This 100% is a numbers game. Real estate is a numbers game. Sales is a numbers game. I don't care if you own a Subway sandwich franchise, if you own a Little Caesars franchise, if you own a Keller Williams franchise of real estate, whatever it is that you do in sales, it is always a numbers game. So if you're one of these people that are focusing on one house and you're like, I found a house, okay, go back to, this was, I think, one of my favorite days of the training was Aaron. It was last week. Who remembers Aaron and the conversation I had with Aaron on Wednesday and then the conversation I had with her on Thursday? So last week on the challenge, Aaron comes in and she says, Pace, I have called 50 sellers. It was right here on day 4. Okay. She says, Pace, I've called 50 sellers And when should I give up? When should I realize this is not working for me? I'm like, the day you realize this isn't working for you is after you've consistently taken action for 30 days. And if you still haven't gotten a deal, then say driving for deals doesn't work. And she's like, okay. And she's like, well, can you motivate me? I was like, you don't need to be motivated. You need to be given maybe some like KPIs, key performance indicators, some numbers that will tell you what you're doing well and what you're not doing well. And then next day, literally on day 5, she calls up and I lock up a contract for her on the live. Okay. That's how basic this challenge is. Follow through and stay on top of the challenge. Keep it basic. Who was able to watch that live, by the way?
That was awesome.
That was very, very cool.
Yeah. It was
so if you haven't seen that live, go back to day 4, say day 5. We got some people with some hands raised. Aaron Mack, how you doing? Hi, Aaron. There she is.
Hi.
Hi.
Just checking in.
Did you guys get the contract, you and Rochelle?
I have not heard from Michelle yet. It was Friday late for us, which was even later for North Carolina. So still waiting back for Bob Ray.
Got it. Okay, cool. I got a text back from the seller this morning. I sent him a text on Friday. I was like, hey, we'll get Rochelle, my transaction coordinator, in touch with Bob Ray. And he sent me a text this morning. He goes, sounds good. So
okay.
I would just stay on Rochelle today. Let's get that contract and we'll bring it into the live tomorrow morning. We'll talk about what the next steps are.
Let's go.
Thank you so much. You're amazing. Are you happy you're in here, by the way?
I'm very happy to be here.
Can you give some advice to the people I have to keep telling the same thing over and over to? Maybe they need to hear a different voice. Maybe a female would help.
Well, you guys.
What is this challenge about? What am I trying to do? Why is this so special? Who's trying to help them? What action should they take? Tell me all the things, Aaron.
So 1, stay consistent. Listen to your mentors and your coaches. Listen to fellow students. Reach out to fellow sub 2 students. Take action. That's what you have to do. You can't sit around and watch all these. I'm sorry?
What action should I be taking every day? What's my simple homework every day of this 30-day challenge?
So driving for dollars. Send out your text blasts. Warm up your sellers. Don't just send them your cold deals, right? You have to actually send the text blast. Like, it's easy to drive for dollars. That's the easy part, is collecting the properties, right? You actually have to take the action and send out the text blasts.
Love it. And did we train people on how to send out the text blast last week?
Yes, we sure did.
Do you feel like we need to do that again sometime this week just to do a refresher?
No, because you can go back into the other links, the previously recorded links, and go back and watch them all. I had to watch twice. I had to watch one of them just to get my bearings again. So you can go back. I don't think we need a refresher, because why, when we have it all recorded and you can literally go back, rewind, play it again. I mean, that's how I study, right? So you guys it's almost better to have a recorded link, because you can do it on your own time and watch it again and again if you need to.
Love that. All right. I feel like a lot of people don't like to go back and rewatch things for some reason.
I mean, it's something you have to do. If we had a refresher course, guess what? People would want another refresher course because they'd miss that one.
Yeah.
That's such a great point.
It is what it is.
God. So Erin's got her first contract. She's actually partnering with me on a deal, which is pretty cool. Are you guys excited about that?
So excited.
By the way, I was on stage in front of like 200 people on Friday, and I took the recording of you saying, hey, should I quit after 50 calls? It wasn't you literally saying that. Sorry, I'm just condensing it. And then the next day you coming in and going, I feel silly now because
so Miss Debbie Lou sent me a screenshot or a little video, and she's like, hey, Aaron, she's like, you're famous now. She's like, look what and it was my huge face on the screen.
Oh, it was on 3 screens, 30 feet wide.
Oh my God.
That was not great. A good hair day either. Thank you for that pace.
Hey, thank you. I think you gave a lot of people value, like just showing how basic this challenge really is. It's just go out, drive for deals, send them a text, get somebody else to help you. That's it. Mm-hmm. Over and over and over. Just do it. And I think a lot of people, here's the problem is like inside of Sub 2, we're very used to being an amazing community and we expect each other to help each other, right? People outside of our community are not used to that feeling. And so you get a lot of non-Sub 2 students that are just like so used to YouTube University or reading books or other mentorships that are just a bunch of videos with no actual help and no actual hand holding. And so when you extend the hand and you go, hey, we'll help you, bring
There's a lot
your
of
leads to us.
mistrust.
Yeah, they're like, wait, I spoke to one of your students that they had a great conversation. So what do I do now? What? And I just think that there's a disbelief, there's a disconnect in people's brain. They don't think that we're actually here helping people or something's going. I don't know.
Well, it was hard even for Joe and I coming from other communities. There's a little bit of mistrust. You're like, wait, so they're not going to take my deal? They're not going to snake me? They're not going to, no, we're actually here to help. Like everybody in this community is open books and they're all about giving out the help.
If we ever have somebody that takes advantage of somebody in our community, so my CFO is an attorney at Sub 2. And this is what happens. You get a call from my CFO and you get pulled out of the community and you get served a letter, and it's not a good situation. I almost want to show you guys an email I got from somebody like 6 months ago that tried to take advantage of one of my students. They sent an email with this big, long apology of like, I'll never do this again. I'll never do this again. And I'm so serious about it. There are no second chances. And in fact, what I did is I told people that when I go speak on stage or people ask me to go to their events, I have a list of about 18 people that I say, if these people have registered to come to your event, I will not speak at your event. Those people are not just blackballed from my community. They're blackballed and from being even in the same room as me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll get people to go, yep, this person registered, and they'll kick that person out of the event before I come and speak. Like that's how serious I am about protecting the community. So if you guys ever have any mistrust or distrust, I'm telling you guys, this is a community like nobody else. Now, what's cool about Sub 2 is that, when this challenge is over, guess what? The community continues and we keep working with each other, and it's amazing and it keeps growing. If you guys are in this live challenge right now, consider yourself incredibly lucky. The people that are watching this later are going to be like, okay, well, I guess I got to reach out to the Sub 2 students on the Google Sheet, right? And it won't be the live session. They're not going to hear things as they unravel. They're going to have to go back and really study this as a course rather than feel like they're part of something. Like you guys are part of something nobody's ever done before. Ironically, we're at 670 people in this live. Okay. That means that there has been a deal done for every 10 people in this challenge, and we're only a quarter of the way through. There's 67 contracts that have been locked up in 7 days. So one out of every 10 of you people have gotten a deal on this challenge, and only 25% of the challenge going all the way through. That's crazy.
That's insane.
And Munif, who was a big part of this, he was like, let's get 50 people their first deal. Well, we've blown through that in 1 week, haven't we?
They get 50 people a deal in a day.
That's the power of community. And so, Aaron, I appreciate you being part of the community. I know you're leveraging other students as help right now because you're newer as well. But that's the beautiful thing about this is that in 6 months from now, Aaron, Mac, and Joe are going to be major leaders that I can push people to over and over and over and over.
We're striving for it. Whatever we can help with, and people in the community, I mean, whatever we can help with. I know that we're newer, but we come from astro flipping as well. So we can help comp. We can, whatever you guys need, we're here for.
I come from astro flipping too. I'm an astro flipping and TTP
He's
alumni.
repping it. Repping.
Bill was with us on Saturday. Spent an hour with us comping properties. That was so cool.
How good was that?
That was so good.
Awesome.
Amazing. He said he had a blast. He was like, that was wild. I had no idea what you guys were doing in that challenge.
It was sweet. I mean, he was comping properties all over the place. So I know everyone watching that was a part of it, because obviously we didn't have near as many people that were here today, like almost half coming on Saturday, which I feel is super interesting that, we're still doing this challenge. We're still doing the work. And yes, it is a Saturday. Jamil came in and blew some minds. It was really cool.
Love that. Aaron, thank you for being on here. I appreciate you.
Hi, guys.
All right, let's get some Q&A in here. So Jason Murphy says, she's a great reminder of how so many people give up and have no idea how close to succeeding they were. She was about to give up, not knowing she was a day away from success. And yeah, that's a great point. So she's, here's the thing about Erin. She's in astro flipping, which driving for deals is not their method of lead generation. Their main method of lead generation is working with realtors. And working with other wholesalers, which is a great method. It's awesome. But that's not her main lead generation system. So when she came in here and she's driving for deals and she talks to 50 sellers and nobody was interested, that's where she got a little bit disheartened. And she was sitting here saying, is this going to work? And we just had to tell her, yes, it's going to work. That's why we're doing a 30-day challenge, not a 30-minute challenge. And the very next day she gets a contract, which is amazing. So thank you for pointing that out, Jason. That's amazing. I have driven for deals in 3 markets and have purchased numbers for those markets. Does Batch Driven know what numbers to use in each of those markets? That's a great question. Do you guys feel like we should bring Batch Driven in here tomorrow, the actual either owners or maybe Landry in here tomorrow to do some training for everybody on Batch Driven to answer just nitty gritty questions about Batch Driven? Give me a thumbs up or some sort of emoji if you guys think that we should do that.
I love it. You know, I was thinking like all the stuff that we've already covered last week and, you know, folks asking the same questions instead of going back and watching the recordings. It's so interesting because that never happened in school. You know, like if you went to college and you had a professor, they wouldn't stop, right? You wouldn't expect the professor to be like, can you reteach me that? Right? People would have like voice recordings and you'd be there taking your notes. And who would you go to if you missed a class or you missed some information?
Another student.
You would go to other students, you know?
Right.
So I just find that very interesting in this world that it doesn't happen that much.
I love that. Here's a quick question. So what questions do we need to ask sellers to make sure they are motivated and ready to be connected with a sub-2 student? Such a great question, Eliza. Thank you so much. What we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to do, Matt, do you want to do physical driving for dollars tomorrow? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do physical driving for deals tomorrow. And what we're going to do is Matt is driving for deals on the Zoom, anybody that's in Arizona, by the way, DM me or DM Matt to get in Matt's truck to go physically out into the field tomorrow for day 8's homework. While he's there, I'm going to have a couple of my students come in and we're going to talk about how to make sure that you're submitting leads to sub-2 students properly. We'll elevate the training on that a little bit more. And that'll be a really, really great question that we can answer there. Rosada says, yes. Amazing. We will do that. That's a great one. Ooh, I like this one. Philip says, I have a driving for deals lead with 13 heirs. The house is vacant and the kids want to sell since they are paying taxes. What question should I ask the seller and what would be the best way to get the heirs to sign or have them sign at an executor? So Philip, I would be linking in with one of my students immediately as fast as possible, an experienced student, one of the people that are on the list, and say, can you help me get on the phone? Obviously, you've spoken to the sellers. So this is not just some house you found. It's somebody you've had a conversation with. So what I would do is I would link in with one of my students that are closers and get them on the phone with the seller. And what I want you guys to do is then in 3 or 4 days, come on the live and tell people what that conversation was like. Let's take real action on this challenge and then come back and provide feedback to everybody in this challenge. Enrique says, why not sign up for batch driven onboarding? It was worth it and awesome. Thank you, Enrique. I think a lot of people just don't realize how easy we're trying to make this for them. I don't know why. I have a seller who agreed to $190 with a $50,000 EMD in person, but the next day, when I sent the contract, he changed and said he wanted the EMD to be $20,000. Not sure what to do, but he still says that we would be all ready to move forward. Okay, Lamore Newsom, great question. Let me see if I can bring you on the stage. Let's see if I can bring you on the stage. Come on here, let's chat. I have to wait for you for a second, I guess. Tommy, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm crushing it. What do you got for me today, brother?
Wow.
Oh,
See you.
Guys, do you know who Tommy is? Who does not know who Tommy is? Let's look in the chat, guys. What do we got in here? 672 people showed up to see this guy who's a GQ model. Do you guys know that? He was on GQ. He was GQ Man of the Year, Tommy Thornburg.
Failed model. So we're talking taxes today, baby.
There we go. Okay, so guys, this is Tommy from Prime Corporate Services. Have you guys ever wondered about getting your LLC started or your company structure started? A lot of people that are like, how do I start my business? How do I get that going? That's what Tommy does. Tommy creates our LLCs. He creates the LLCs for all of my sub-2 students. He creates the LLCs for our Zero to Hero students. And today we had so many people over the weekend that were like, okay, so if I get a deal if I get my first driving for deals deal, what do? I don't have an LLC. And so what we wanted to do today, guys, is we wanted to bring in Tommy to answer some questions for you guys regarding LLC, corporate structure, all of those types of things. So do us a favor, throw some stuff in the Q&A, basic stuff, whatever curiosities you have about LLCs. If it's an LLC, like, should I start my LLC where I live? Should I start my LLC in Wyoming? All of those types of things. Brandon Rayburn says, I talked to Tommy. He's all right. LOL. Obviously, our students love Prime Corporate Services. Everybody that's a sub-2 student that uses Prime, give us a thumbs up. Tell everybody that you guys love these guys. They're unbelievably amazing. PCS is great, all that kind of stuff.
Christina's in here checking on my sister. That's how close the entire community is.
That's amazing. One of my students is asking Tommy how his sister is doing. That's how tight we are with these guys. So when you guys, Diana Aguilar says, how much does it cost to set up an LLC? I imagine that's a very loaded question, Tommy, but if you're like in the Zero to Hero community, which this is Zero to Hero season 2, is there a way that somebody can sign up to have a conversation with you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want, we can just even use the same link. I can drop a link in here.
I don't want them to have the sub-2 link because the sub-2 link has like some crazy special perks for the sub-2 students. But if we use the Zero to Hero link, that would be great.
Let's do it. I'll throw it in the chat here so that everyone has it. Every state is a little bit different, obviously, but we have worked out an awesome deal, especially on that Zero to Hero link. You'll get a free consultation, 45 minutes to an hour. The beauty is, when I was talking about getting on this call, they said, tailor it to new people. Everyone's new. But I jumped on here a little bit early, and to hear that there's over 60 deals that are done and 600 people, that's not.
Yeah, and we're not even a quarter of the way through the challenge, brother. We're probably gonna hit 250 contracts in the next 30 days.
I love that. That's amazing.
So how many of those 250 contracts do you think people need LLCs and company structures and bank accounts and all that kind of stuff?
The message I try and tell everyone is, even if you don't do a deal before the end of the year, obviously it sounds like if you take action, that's going to happen, but action needs to be taken. So with where we are in the year, end of October, the end of the year is going to be here before we know it. Each and every one of you has shown the intent to treat and operate this as a business. You have put in time, you have put in money if you've taken action. By having an entity in place, you can still take deductions. I truly believe everyone in America should have a side hustle, should have a side business. So whether you do a deal or not, make sure you're writing off the driving for dollars. Are you writing off your vehicle, insurance, gas, phone, internet?
What is writing off for people? If I ask the question, Tommy, if people even know what write off means, a lot, I can tell you right now, people don't even know what the word title and escrow and the difference between title and escrow is. So I can imagine that there's a lot of people in here like, I've heard the word write off, but I literally have no idea what that means.
Yeah, thank you for that.
And Rodrigo, just so you know, like, look at Rodrigo. He's like, wow, never thought about that. So let's get like super basic. What is a write-off? What does that mean? How does that benefit me? And do I have to be Pace and be worth $17 trillion? Just kidding. I'm not worth that much quite yet. I might get there one day, but do I have to be Pace and have multiple businesses and all that kind of stuff to get write-offs? Or can I be somebody that's just starting out and I haven't even done my first deal and get a write-off? Let's go to that basic level.
For sure. I love it. Let's even break it down a step before that of, let's say that absolutely no money's made. Like you said, if you do this every day for 30 days and you truly commit and you do not get a deal, as long as you still have some sort of income, whether it's a W-2 income, right? You go to a 9-to-5 job, you clock in, you're not self-employed, you work for somebody. Or if you drive Uber, you drive Lyft, as long as you have income, if you set up the proper business entity by having an LLC or an S corporation, it can flow through. And the term write-off is you're writing off your business expenses against your income. So whether it's your business income or your personal income, you still have expenses to treat and operate this as a business so that you can write it off against income, whether it's for your business and a deal that you locked
So
in.
for example, Tommy, let me ask you a couple questions. So for example, this challenge, we literally have made this challenge free to everybody, except we've asked them to download one app. It's an app that helps you collect houses that are ugly and then use that app to text people. Okay. That's the only thing we've asked people to do. There's 658 people in here that are doing this challenge for free. So they didn't pay us for this. And I know that you can write off education. Like a lot of my sub 2 students will write off their education, their tuition into our program. They'll write that off. All of that stuff. But if they didn't even pay for this to be in here other than the app, can I use that app as a write-off and like deduct that from my income? How does that work?
Yes, great question. Absolutely. That app is deductible. The other thing is you had to pay for the internet to be on here, right? So a lot of times the course, the education, the training, those are areas that we want to maximize on writing off. But even if it's free, which is amazing, by the way, and all you're having to pay is a monthly subscription for an app, yes, we want that subscription to be deductible against your income, but there's over 250 different deductible expenses, even if you haven't generated income with your business. So the options are endless to keep money in your corner.
Well, let me, while you're on that topic for just a second, let me pop a couple things on the stage here. Okay. What about my car that I'm using to drive around looking for real estate? Do I get like mileage deductions or anything like that? Or like wear and tear on my vehicle, or maybe the gas I'm putting in my vehicle? Is that a deduction?
Yeah. I know you're writing off the Prius, right?
Oh, you know, I'm writing off the Prius, bro.
We've got two options. We can either write it off with section 179 of the tax code actually gives you a vehicle expense deduction, but you can also write it off per mile. So depending on your situation, we are more than happy to break those things down for you when you schedule a call. But the short answer is yes, we absolutely want to write off vehicle expenses if we're driving for dollars.
Love that. Okay. So I can, a write-off basically is like I spend money on expenses. And when I spend money on expenses, let's say I spend $100 on expenses, that means that I can go earn $100 in somewhere else. And that $100 is non-taxable essentially because I have a deduction against that $100. Does that make sense?
Yep. That's perfect. It doesn't give you a refund on the $100.
Just gives me a deduction against it.
You got it. Yep. That
okay, cool. Here's a really good question. I really, really like this question a lot from Mr. Self. Nicholas, he says, I have a PLLC from my dentistry business. Should I have a separate entity for real estate? I'm going to answer this question myself personally, and then Tommy's going to put a stamp of approval. OMG, absolutely, you should have a completely different LLC for your real estate business. Imagine if you get a lawsuit in your dentistry business for whatever reason, and you own real estate inside of that. You got an issue there, right? So am I right there, Tommy, or am I wrong?
Stamp of approval. The deductions are totally different. The liability is totally different. You work too hard on your dentistry practice to intermingle your liabilities. 100% agree.
Okay. Jonathan from Albuquerque says, if my car breaks down and I have to fix that piece of shit, is that a write-off as well? Oh, he didn't write that. I'm sorry, guys. That's just what I read. I'm sorry.
Yes, there are ways to make it deductible. Once again, every situation is so different. I do recommend that if you schedule an appointment and have one-off questions like that, just help them understand what your situation is. But when we write off the vehicle, if we take the mileage, if we take the insurance, if we take the gas, those are all things that we'll want to itemize. If you have a heavier vehicle, if it's over 6,000 pounds, as you can tell, we can get very detail oriented. The short answer is let's make sure that we're writing off your vehicle if you're driving for dollars.
Love it. Tommy, this is a really good question. Is it possible to write off expenses that occurred before here, let me revise the question. I'm going to have PCS for my LLC because all other people are knuckleheads that I've ever tried to work with. Is it possible to write off expenses that occurred before I call PCS and get my complimentary phone call?
Yes, make sure you are structured properly. And that's why I am so happy with where we are in the year, because we can go all the way back to the beginning of the year as long as we have those things tracked appropriately. That is absolutely doable.
Okay, this is another great question. Pace, if I live in Oklahoma and virtually driving for deals in Tennessee, should I open up the LLC in Tennessee? Now, I'm going to answer this question and not let Tommy answer this one because I think it completely depends and it requires a phone call. This is why, like when I was going through, I literally, Tommy, I don't know if you know my whole story. I went through like 7 CPAs and none of them understood depreciation. None of them knew cost segregation. None of them knew charities or IULs or whole life insurance policy. None of them understood any of that. It was like local CPAs that just were like, yeah, I'll take on any client. And essentially all they were doing is just preparing taxes like an H&R Block. There was no strategy whatsoever. I probably left millions and millions of dollars on the table over the years. And finally, when we found PCS, I was like, oh my gosh, everybody has to know who PCS is. You guys gave us amazing benefits for my sub-2 students, which I love. Thank you so much. And you give benefits to the people that are in these 0 to hero challenges as well. And that is why I have you on here. Guys, if you have a question about your specific situation, the reason Tommy is here is to let you know that he's giving you guys a 45-minute phone call with him and his team to answer your specific question. It doesn't, listen to this, guys. It does not matter if you already have an LLC set up. It does not matter if you already have real estate going on. It doesn't matter if you're brand new. You just heard him say, if you're brand new, there's deductions you could get right now. Like, do not sleep on this. The year is almost over. We have 8 weeks to go before the end of the year. It's time to full court press. It's the 4th quarter, full court press. Make sure you get your corporate structure set up. Make sure you have a phone call with Prime Corporate Services. Can somebody put this? Oh, Kelly pinned it, which is great. So primecorporateservices.com, 0 to hero is the code. You guys are getting the benefits of all 0 to hero students by clicking on that link. Before I answer any more questions, who in here is a PCS client and happy? Please let people know that they're sleeping on this opportunity if they do not jump on it. Blow up that chat and let people know, because I can tell you social proof is one of the most powerful things ever. And you guys know I will only promote services and companies that are going to hook you guys up and take care of you and provide happy, happy, happy client. Check this out. Love this.
Hey,
very happy.
Yeses.
Bro, very happy. Yep, they are doing all of my LLCs right here. Yes, they are incredible. Damn, that's a very strong adjective right there. Incredible, like not amazing. That's like 3 levels above amazing. They are amazing. They are awesome. Do it now. Are any of you students getting paid to say this? Okay, guys, truly, this is it. Here's one of the things that really prevents people from taking action. What they do is they put all these like mental barriers in their mind where they go, okay, well, I want to start doing real estate, but I don't have anybody to help me. Okay, well, we've solved that in this challenge, haven't we? We've brought all of the sub-2 students to help you. We've solved that challenge. We are 1 in 10 people have done a deal in this challenge, and we're only 25% of the way through. By the time we're done with this challenge, we're going to have nearly half of the people in here will have done a deal. We've solved that problem for you. It's done. No more of this trash of like, I don't have anybody to help me. We got that. The next thing I hear people say all the time is like, well, if I get a deal now, what do I buy it in? Do I buy it in my personal name? Do I do the deal? If I get a wholesale check, how do I handle the income? How do I report it? Guys, that is why we're bringing in PCS. We brought PCS in here to solve that. So you have no more excuses, no more barriers, no mental roadblocks in your brain to say, well, I don't know what to do, therefore I'm not going to do anything. Has anybody, give me an emoji or type something in the side chat. Have you ever stopped doing something because you felt like you didn't know the next answer? I can tell you I'm that way. Even if it's like working out at the gym or doing anything, it's like, I don't know how many sets I should do. I don't know how much weight I should put on here. Guys, that's why you bring people that are professionals to the table, which is why we brought Tommy to the table. A lot of Q&A in here, by the way. So I derailed you. I apologize, but I wanted to make sure we laid that foundation. So we understand what a write-off is. If I'm brand new, Tommy, should I be hesitant for calling a PCS? Because I think a lot of people are not gun shy, but a lot of people are like, I'm brand new. I'm not making a lot of money. Why do I even need a PCS? What can a PCS do to somebody who's brand new? How can you help me?
I think it's just as important if you're brand new than if you're making money. I think that creating a proper foundation is half the battle, and making sure that you understand how you're set up currently and how you want to be set up in 3 months, 3 years, 5 years. I think they're equally as important. So I'm happy that I jumped on early, because some of what you were talking about, Pace, was just the analysis paralysis, right? Just people overthinking in general. If you're here, you want to make money in real estate. I think being set up properly is one of the first steps in most cases.
Agree with that 100%. We got a ton of Q&A in the side chat, so let me zip through this. LLC versus S Corp. So Alfredo, there's a big misunderstanding here with an LLC versus an S Corp. What you do is you have an LLC and then you file it. Your tax filing, the way you file it is as an S Corp. It's they're two completely separate things. It's not one versus the other. Okay. When you get to a certain point in income, you then want to start filing it as an S Corp, because you will save money on self-employment tax. So you have an LLC, and then as you elevate, what would you say is the income amount that you would want to start filing as an S Corp, Tommy? Is there a dollar amount you guys suggest?
Yeah, general rule of thumb, I say 70 to 100,000 gross.
Okay, got it. So guys, if my wholesale operation is generating $70,000 in revenue, not profit, revenue per year, Tommy is suggesting you take your LLC and then file it as an S Corp. Okay. So it's still, even though you're filing as an S Corp, you are still an LLC. There's a corporate structure, and then there's a tax, the way you're filing your tax. Okay. LLC and S Corp. I have an LLC that I file as an S Corp. That's how it works. Okay. So hopefully that helps a lot of people understand that. Ooh, I like this one. Josue says, I have a notary LLC. Is it okay to use that for that LLC for my deals, maybe temporarily until I get another LLC, Tommy?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I always say is try and separate your liabilities and separate your deductions. So you can do that, but why? Are you sacrificing money in the form of deductions or in the form of protection? If so, the deal that we've set up, the link that's been dropped in here, it's so inexpensive to set up an entity that I think that you're better off separating them from the very beginning.
I agree. I think you said the foundation right. I spent 5 years going, and I'm not trying to scare anybody off, but I set up my LLCs incorrectly like 7 or 8 years ago. And I have one LLC that was set up incorrectly. I purchased properties in it incorrectly, and I'm still going through that solution and still solving that problem. A lot of my students know that story, and I walk them through my corporate structure mini course. You just do it the right way. It gives you a lot of peace of mind. You can sleep better at night. You don't need to worry about it. Let's see here. Ooh, interesting. Benjamin Hobbs, Tommy says, what is a corporate resolution, and does an LLC need it?
Phenomenal question. I'm assuming that, I believe it was Carlos, either has a holding company in place in a state outside of their own. Some states have different asset protection than others. So if you need a resolution or know of them, all it is a document that shows that you are the owner, that makes it easier to allow you to, in most cases, open up either a business bank account or prove to the lender when you're closing a deal. So all it is a document that shows that you are the owner. And we can help with those as well if you need one of those.
Love that. Ooh, this is really good. Ingrid, one of my favorite students here in Phoenix, Arizona. Ingrid says, can you deduct the cost of setting up your LLC structure and trust?
So some things, portions of them can be deductible, right? Your internet, you can write off portions. You can't write off all of it because you use it for personal. Things that are directly business related, like the LLC and the trust, it is a great question. 100% tax deductible. So absolutely.
Love that. This is a good one. I feel bad for you, Raymond. I feel bad for all the people who have paid like $50,000 in real estate education that haven't, crushed it on real estate quite yet. There's a lot of people that charge crazy amounts of money for real estate education. But we're not going to go down that rabbit hole today. When you get your LLC, is your education a write-off? I have spent over $50,000 in the last year for my business education. Now, for us, we go to masterminds, right? I like masterminds because I'm buying relationships. When you guys become adults, you end up having to buy relationships. Unfortunately, that's what happens. It's not so much that you're buying relationships, Tommy. I'm sure you know this. It's like buying yourself into a room, and that check is the filter. It's the filter that everybody else in that room had the ability to write that check to, and so now you're around higher level individuals. And as the world goes so fast, you only want to spend your time with high level individuals. So you will spend money on masterminds and maybe continued education and stuff like that. So my question is, can he deduct that $50,000 in education from his taxes?
Yes, it is doable. We need to review your situation, right? That's a lot of money. I hope you've made times 10 of that money as well. But depending on what your income levels look like, either you'll write it off this year or we'll carry it forward to next year. Schedule a call. Make sure that you do not leave that money on the table because it is deductible. But I can't tell you that every CPA or every accountant that you talk to will tell you the same thing. So education a lot of times is beneficial. Pace, that's how we met, was in Florida, which is awesome. That's led to a lot of cool things. But
I paid 15 grand to be in a room to be next to you guys. That's how much my relationship with you cost me. And it's been incredibly worth it. I love Steve. Steve was at my house a couple weeks ago, stayed here with his children. We've become friends. And that's the beautiful thing about masterminds is, yes, we joined a mastermind and both you and I, so our relationship cost between the two of us $30,000.
Worth it.
100% worth it.
For sure.
Here we go. Here's a good one. Hey, Tommy, if your LLC is registered in one state, do you need to file a foreign entity to conduct business if you have a deal in another state? Asking for a non-student, even though Christina is a student.
Technically, yes. I mean, you should do that when you're filing your taxes. States are going to be more strict than others, so it does depend on the state that you reside. But in most cases, you'll want to have an entity set up with the presence of the state that you're located. So if you're in one state, but we have a holding company in Wyoming or Delaware or Nevada for asset protection, you generally still want something in the state that you reside, because when you file your taxes, you're going to have to show that that's where you were located throughout the year.
This is probably one of my most favorite topics right here, Tommy. Eliza Rosales, who's not a student of mine yet, I imagine, she probably will want to join Zero to Hero or something. She says, my partner and I are creating a new LLC. Do we need to set up an operating agreement? Let me give you my 2 cents on this just real quick. I have had bad partnerships, not based on the people that were my partners, but based on me partnering with the wrong people. No fault of their own. It was just two people that were too similar to each other, right? If you guys go back and read the book Rocket Fuel, you need to have a visionary and you need to have an integrator to be ultra successful in a business. Somebody who's out making, beating the bushes, making the sales happen, building relationships, raising capital, all of promoting, doing all those kind of things. And then you need somebody behind the scenes, making all the important things actually stick together and work. Me and my partners were two visionaries, bumping heads and all that kind of stuff. Those partnerships didn't work out for obvious reasons. Nothing against either one of us. It just, hey, this isn't working out, man. We both want to go two different directions. And we did not have operating agreements. We didn't have buy-sell agreements. We didn't have agreements of how do we exit this if this doesn't work out. We didn't have clear understandings and expectations of each other. So, Tommy, do you think that it would be important for people to have an operating agreement with their LLC to prevent those types of things from happening?
It's crazy not to. And on that link that's in the chat, it will be less expensive having us do it for you than it will be doing it on your own and potentially having to hire an attorney to structure that operating agreement. Every time we do an entity, we do it with an operating agreement that is drafted and legally prepared. There's no reason to do it otherwise, truly. I mean, that's the bones, that's the meat of your actual business entity, is making sure that you're structured properly. So yes, do an operating agreement and make sure it's set up properly for the business that you're pursuing, please.
You guys better believe that Matthew Beard and I have an operating agreement on every LLC we have together. We have an operating agreement, okay? And PCS is who drafted that. So go ahead and have a conversation with them. Here's a great question. What is Rocket Fuel? Rocket Fuel is a phenomenal book. It will change your life. I've read it probably 7 times. It's one of those books that is so simple, and it just talks about personality types of a visionary and an integrator. If you do not understand that, I would tell you, don't go get a partner. Don't get a business partner unless you go read that book, Rocket Fuel. It's why typically why opposites attract. My wife is my integrator. I am the visionary of our household. Matt and I are both visionaries in our business. And guess what? We have Cody as the integrator. If Matt and I partnered together on one business, we would fail. Without Cody, Matt and I would fail. We need a Cody.
100%.
So Rocket Fuel talks about that. It's a great book. I would listen to it as I'm driving for deals. Okay. Can you explain more of the Rocket Fuel stuff? Just did. Awesome. Okay, here we go. Should I reach out to a sub-2 student to help with the property asking 190 but 20,000 for EMD? Yes. Lamore, I actually asked you to come on stage at one point and you did not come on stage. I clicked on your name and I said invite to stage, and then you did not come on. So if you want to come on here in a little bit once Tommy's gone, I'd love to chat with you about that. Ooh, anytime it starts with my previous CPA, I always know it's going to be a good one. My previous CPA told me I could not get business deductions for my LLC because the business income was 0. Can that be corrected for previous years?
This is exactly what we want to avoid. The question earlier of the 50,000 in education. Thank you for this follow-up of not all CPAs and accountants will understand how to take advantage of these deductions, right? So yes, you can go back and amend those. But what we need to do is also look at, is it worth it? If you didn't have money with your business, did you make any money personally, right? Did you have a job? Did you drive Lyft? Did you drive Uber? If that answer is yes, it's most likely worth it to go back and make those amendments over the last year or two. But let's make sure the dollars make sense, because it's not about what you make or what you save in taxes. It's about what you keep in your pocket. So if those don't align, then we'll be the first to let you know.
Thank you for that, Tommy. Here's a great comment. I want to just clarify this real quick. Not a question, but can we all understand and thank Pace? Yes. Thank me. Yeah, guys, applaud me. You said he paid $30,000, so we didn't have to. The reality is I didn't pay $30,000. I paid $15,000, and Tommy paid the other $15,000 to be in that room. So collectively, we paid 30 grand to create a relationship with each other, to find each other, right? That's the beautiful thing, is like speed to success sometimes is just being in the right rooms and being around the right people, which is why you guys are in this challenge with 665 people on a live. Do you guys feel like you're in the right freaking place at the right freaking time? I can tell you are. But Tommy also spent $15,000 to get here. That's how serious he is about helping people. He's like, how do I elevate my business? How do I get myself into rooms with action takers and people who are trying to elevate the game and do it at a different level? So give Tommy some love on that as well, please. Good question here. Ricardo Morales says, if you already have a setup and if you've already set up an S Corp, would you have to dissolve it and create a new LLC and then do an S Corp selection?
Great question. Depends on how it's structured. We are more than happy to review that for you. But that doesn't always have to be the case. There's ways that we can go in. It may be more cost effective to change and amend those documents than it is to just completely set up a new one. So let us review it with you and let's weigh the pros and cons and come to a decision that makes the most sense.
Love that. Okay. So I don't know the answer to this. I feel like I've had different experiences, but PCS has been the fastest and easiest for us. How long does it take to get the structure set up? Let's say that I want to get it set up before the end of the year, Tommy. Is that a possibility to even get this set, like an LLC set up before the end of the year?
Yeah, it's a really good question. And we do have time in any state before the end of the year. Every state is a little bit different. Some of them we can get back to you within 48 to 72 hours. Some of them take up to 2 weeks or so. So we pay all the expediting fees. We figured it all out to get them back to you as quickly as humanly possible. But there's time. There's definitely still time. Within 2 weeks in any state is really our goal.
Aya says, I'm in Texas.
Texas, you're going to be looking about 3 to 5 days.
Oh my gosh. That's it?
Pretty quick. So
Amazing.
If you're quick, you could
a
get
lot
it
of
done
them in
before
the chat
Halloween.
show, some of them say 24 hours, 72 hours, 3 days. The chat probably has more knowledge than I do at this point on turnaround times. I know
Love
our
it.
team is awesome with it, but a lot of these people have gotten the turnaround times.
I love this. And you guys know me. I will call out anybody that I'm promoting. And I want to make sure that we have an honest answer here. Are we in great hands with any CPA in PCS, or are the CPAs aware of all tax advantages such as depreciation, deductions, cost segregation? How does that work, Tommy? How do I make sure that whoever I'm working with on your team, which I actually have people that are like, Tommy's cool, but his team is better. Like I've had a lot of those comments, people DMing me and stuff like that. Don Rich on my team, or Don Rich, one of my students, is like, PCS is cool, Tommy's dope, but his team is way better than him. You know, he's joking around, obviously, but he is giving compliments to your team. If I work with somebody on your team and I don't work directly with Tommy, am I in good hands?
Yeah, make sure to schedule on that link, because based off of that link, we know what you're trying to accomplish. We've got a large team, and the people that are on that link understand the business that you're operating. So like you said, I totally agree that I'm here to give you the information, but our team is very well trained and they do understand what you're trying to accomplish. So anyone and everyone that you land on that calendar, they can take care of you. I can assure you that.
Okay, cool, guys. I'm going to answer 2 more questions for Tommy, then we're going to get him out of here. Who's setting up a call to talk to PCS before the end of the year? Q4, full court press. Who's setting up a call to get their LLC set up? All right, couple questions here. We've got 2 really great questions. I think this one might be my favorite one of the entire thing. What if I don't set up an LLC and I just squander the money? What are the risks?
Just lose money. Why would you do that to yourself? You don't have to do anything, obviously, but I think this is one of those things that goes right in line with taking action. Don't leave money on the table. If you're just squandering money and if you're just throwing money out the door for no reason, I'm sure there's plenty of people in this group that are action takers and would love to take that money from you. Don't do that. Work with each other, help each other, hold each other accountable so that we can all make sure that we're not leaving money on the table from a tax standpoint.
Thank you, Tommy. Final question, and I'll let you we'll wrap it up. Alejandro Alvarez, one of my good students in Texas. What's up, brother? Good to see you in here. This is a great question. Is it a bad idea to change the name of my holding LLC?
Depends, once again, on how it's structured. I hate that I have to start every question with depends. I apologize for
Bro,
that.
you guys should change the name of your company to It Depends LLC Structuring.
It'd be more fitting. What are you using that holding company for? How many subsidiary LLCs do you own? How is your operating agreement structured? Let's make sure we review it with you before you change it, because it's not only the change of the holding company. We need to make sure that all the agreements are talking to each other. The operating agreement is talking to each other, so that if something were to happen, you don't find yourself in hot water for no reason. Let's make sure that T's are crossed and I's are dotted.
Love it. Okay, so I'm going to answer a couple questions that are not related to Tommy real quick, just to make sure we answer these. Brittany Berryman, who is an Astro student, mastermind student that I talked to, she has a big chunk of money that she's worried about paying taxes on. She just had like a $200,000+ month in her real estate business. And so she was on a mastermind call with me the other day. I jumped into Jamil's mastermind just to help out and show some love to his people. And she said, well, what do I do? And I go, you need depreciation. You need to buy a couple of rental properties before the end of the year. So Brittany, what I'm going to do for you is I will let you come into my sub 2 Q&A on Tuesday. And I want you to come in And I want you to introduce yourself to my students. I usually have about 300 students that show up to our Q&A on Tuesday nights. And I want you to say, I have X amount of dollars and I need to buy deals. My students will bring deals to you to purchase. And then what you do is you go to Tommy and go, Tommy, I need to do accelerated depreciation on these properties. And I need to get as large of a deduction off my taxes as humanly possible. And probably a good idea to have a conversation with Tommy beforehand, before you commit to the real estate. So you kind of have an idea of what you need to purchase and all that kind of stuff. And then come in Tuesday. I'll get maybe connect with Ingrid Hernandez. She'll get you the Q&A link and I'll get you in there and you can introduce yourself to my students and they'll bring you deals. And they'll bring you sub 2 deals and seller finance deals. So you don't have to go get a loan. That's the benefit. A lot of people are like, I don't have time. I only have 2 months before the end of the year. Well, if I'm buying traditional and I'm going out and getting loans, it's going to take me a little while, right? And I've got to be qualified with specific down payments and I got to go through the thing and I got to offer things to this. What if you just had sub 2 students bring you sub 2 deals or bring you seller finance deals that you don't have to qualify for and all you have to do is pay for the, assignment to them and closing costs and you own the property and there's no qualifications. You're just taking over an existing debt. I would go that route, get introduced with my students, and there's that answer. Tommy, do you have any final parting words to people besides take action, you knuckleheads?
Take action, set them up. A couple other things that we'll talk to you about are the taxes, how to keep as much money in your pocket. We'll talk to you a little bit about business credit, corporate funding. For those of you that are already off the ground, you're already generating income, you already have deals, estate planning and trusts are an excellent strategy that we can talk to you about as well. So schedule a call. Everyone's situation's different. Free hour. We'll make sure to break everything down for you. But thank you as always for having me. It's a pleasure, both of you.
Bro, we got a lot of people saying this in the side comments. If you look at the screen, booked. Thanks, Tommy and team. Now, guys, if you're a sub 2 student, I set up this relationship with PCS months and months and months ago. You guys have an elevated benefit with your guys' code. So we're not giving that code out. Just know if you're a sub 2 student and you're brand new to the program and you haven't heard of PCS yet, just know that you guys have a sub 2 code to get extra benefits and features. Tommy and the team will love on you guys, especially. So anybody in this chat, it's the Zero to Hero link that you guys are getting access to. And you guys saw how everybody's super happy with Tommy and the team. So Tommy, thank you so much for coming in here. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, everyone. Good seeing you. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Tommy.
Yeah. All righty. So let's plan out the rest of the week. Okay. Let's plan out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Let's plan those out and let's wrap this up for everybody because I want to get out and I want to drive for deals. I want to catch up. Okay. So what training should we do? Guys, let's go in the side chat. We're going to be in here for another 23 minutes. I want to take votes on what we're going to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I want to make sure that we bring the training that you guys need help with. Okay. Whatever you guys need. I'm thinking that tomorrow we probably, for the morning session, I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring in one of the students, either Jeremy Davis or Munif, and we're going to have them talk about a couple of deals they've done in the last week or so, break them down, where'd the lead come from, what'd the conversation sound like. We'll do that for 30 minutes. But then we're going to do an hour of training. What training would you guys like to see tomorrow on the live? Contracts, Blake Moore. We're going to be doing, so right here, Blake Moore, we are going to be doing contracts for the Zero to Hero and all the Zero to Hero students. If you guys are not a Zero to Hero student, make sure you sign up for that. You'll have access to like us filling out contracts, my wife coming in here, closing attorneys, escrow officers, and then Matt, myself, and the team are going to be out knocking doors in the afternoon. The Zero to Hero students have access to all of that stuff. Okay, here. Ooh, I like this one. This one's good. I think a lot of it's going to be like negotiating.
Yes.
I think that's going to be like a big part of it. Let's see. Cold calling, sellers, drive. Okay. So maybe what we should do is we just do the work, right? So maybe today we'll drive for deals without being on the live. We'll just go out and drive our deals. And then tomorrow what we'll do is we'll send out a text blast and spend an hour going back and forth with people, texting them. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's totally cool. I love that. Cause I mean, that's what we're hoping folks to do, right? The idea of going out and prospecting, adding these 100 properties is you got to be able to send the text. And if you can't text, you got to be able to get in front of them. That's the door knocking aspect of it. But sending out the text, seeing how that interaction works, and then what you should get from that phone call. The idea is you're going to get some yeses. You're going to get some people who are like, yeah, what's your offer? Or I want X amount of money, or, you know, whatever, right? You push that to a phone call then. So you're calling warm leads. So it removes some of that apprehension you guys have of getting that rejection over the phone, right? You're calling people who said yes. And then once you get them on the phone, you're just further vetting them, making sure they're actual lead, right? There's plenty of times where you text somebody and they said yes, they want to sell. You get them on the phone. I want $1 million for my $200,000 house. Okay, that's probably not a lead, right? I wouldn't hand that off to a sub-2 student. I wouldn't hand that off to another, you know, someone else in the community. I would give, you know, obviously you guys are calling to make sure these people are motivated, right? So that's the idea, and we can definitely do that tomorrow.
All right, guys. So tomorrow for day 8, here, look on the screen. I'll show you. I'm typing it in. We are going to do text responses. What else should we call this? Text responses
And
prospecting. Okay, cool. Prospecting. We're going to do that tomorrow. Okay. And we're also going to have some students come in here and show you guys deals that we did last week, do some case studies, give you guys some motivation, some more in-depth knowledge. Then what should we do on Wednesday? I'm kind of feeling like we do calling sellers.
Yeah, we can call more people.
Calling sellers and negotiating. You guys good with that for Wednesday? Now, in the advanced training, obviously down here, we're going to be knocking doors. We're going to be going to the title company. We're going to be filling out paperwork. We're going to be showing you guys how to do a lot of the stuff that
Right.
everybody in the free session are going to be basically relying on the sub-2 students to learn. And I definitely do that. But in the advanced training, if you're a 0 to hero student, you get access to the advanced training in the afternoon, which is physically door knocking, teaching you guys how to build a door knocking team, how to talk to people at the door, literally with a Zoom over our back. And then what we'll be doing is we'll be filling out contracts with my wife and the title company, et cetera.
And then like any seller appointments we could probably do during that time too in the afternoons, because like what we'll probably do on like Wednesday is like we'll call sellers that said yes or whatever during more prospecting. And then in the afternoon, I would set appointments for myself where we go out and actually negotiate and do all that good stuff.
Love it. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do for Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm actually going to I'm going to bring batch driven in here.
There you go.
And we're going to do training on batch driven for an hour here, and then also have more students. So that'll be Wednesday will be batch driven. And then on Thursday is when we will do calling sellers and negotiating. Okay. And then Friday, I think, let's see what people are saying up in the chat. What do people want? Qualifying via text. Maybe what we do for this day is we show people how to submit, like what is a good lead, right? And we show you how to submit to a student so that you can start working with them. By now, you should already know that, but we'll just rehearse it. Okay, so are we good? Are we all on the same page? Everybody knows what the schedule is for the rest of the week. Give me 644 yeses in the comments, please. Comping. You guys want to do comping again? I can bring comping in here on. What's funny is we did comping on Saturday. So do you guys want us to do another comping session on Saturday with Jamil? Okay, cool. We'll do another comping session with Jamil on Saturday. Let's do that. Saturday is usually our Q&A, but we'll do comping with Jamil on Saturday. That'll be great. All righty. So, how do we follow up when you're not getting a response? We're going to do that tomorrow, Tayshawn. That's a great question. Tayshawn says, how long do you follow up when you're not getting a response? We're going to go through all the text responses tomorrow. That's going to be the training for tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. And the follow-ups and the sequences and all that stuff.
Here's a great question. Angie says, how to get into 0 to hero.
Yep, Angie. So there's a pin link at the top of the chat box there. It's 0 to hero rei.com/driving-for-deals. Driving for deals.
Yeah, let me show that to people because it's interesting how this works. Let me stop my screen share for a second. Let me just actually share the screen that we're currently on. I'll share my whole entire desktop and I'll show you guys this, okay? So check it out. If you guys look right here, where it was pinned. Kelly, can you pin that back, please? Whoever where was that pinned?
I'll pin it again.
Oh, there it is. Cool. So it's on the stage right now, 0 to hero. It's also pinned. So if you guys go right here in the side chat, you can see that we pin comments, we pin links. So 0 to hero rei.com/driving for deals. Just click on that link, and that's how you get into 0 to hero. So that question continues to come up over and over and over, which is fine. If you guys want to have access to the advanced training, like actually knocking doors, filling out contracts, going to the title company, et cetera, all of those nitty gritty details, those are going to be things that we do during these hours, because driving for deals, we can drive for deals anytime. Knocking doors, there's times when you should knock doors and times that it's a little inappropriate to go knock on somebody's door at 7 o'clock in the morning. Can we all agree with that? Even if I was a motivated seller, I'd be like, are you effing kidding me? At 7 o'clock, I got to take my kids to school and I got to do this and I got to do that. And I'm going through my morning routine. I haven't even had my coffee. So the best thing to do is do the advanced training in the afternoons.
Yes.
Do we all agree with that?
There we go.
Christina Solara says, Pace and Matt and Kelly, thank you. This is so much value. That's the goal. We want to make sure these challenges are different than anything else you guys have seen. And we're actually helping people. So here's the other thing I want to do. Throughout the week on these Zooms, we're going to be bringing in sub-2 students that have helped other people do deals. Okay. So Kelly's working on getting students like Reese. Not Reese. I keep saying Reese because his Instagram name says Reese in it. It's Maurice, Munif, Jeremy Davis, and multiple other students that are all saying, hey, I'd love to come on the live and talk about the deals that we've done in the last couple of weeks. Would you guys all want to see and hear, hey, we got this deal from this. This is how it worked. This is the call. This is how much we're making. Would you guys all want to see that throughout the week? Perfect. We're going to be doing that in the mornings at the very beginning of each one of these trainings on Zoom. Okay. One more time, let me share the screen just for people that are maybe took a pee break. Right here on the training, right here, we are currently in the air meet, as you guys see. We're going to be on Zoom for the next 5 days. So text responses are going to be on Tuesday. Batch Driven, the owners and the training team are going to come in on Batch Driven to talk about some of the other features you might not even know about. Then we're going to call sellers and negotiate. Then we're going to talk about prospecting and like what is a good lead and how to submit it to sub-2 students. And then we're going to have Jamil come in here and comp properties on Saturday. Now, every day, all the way through here, every single day, you need to be driving for deals and collecting 100 addresses every day and then submitting those leads to sub-2 students. As we already indicated, we're at 67 contracts already, and we're only starting day 7. So we're averaging over 10 contracts per day in this challenge, which is insane. Insane. So on each one of these mornings, as you guys can see, each one of these mornings on Zoom, we're going to be bringing in a different student, a different sub-2 student to talk about how they've helped other people, encourage you guys to keep taking action, and then tell you things that they would give you advice on if they were starting all over from scratch today. Would you guys all want to see that? Okay. Love it, love it, love it. Somebody tomorrow will go, Pace, why didn't you come knock on my door and hand the link to me on a business card? I can't find the link. Where are we going to have the links, guys? Where are we going to have all the links? You're going to get them emailed, right? They're going to be on. I'm no longer going to let people into the air meet. We're locking out the live today. This is the last day to join the live. There's no more people joining this challenge going forward. Okay. Everybody on the same page. If you guys want to have access to the advanced training, where do I go? How can I get into the advanced training? Let's make sure we take a quiz here on this so that everybody knows. Oh my gosh, Edith, this is a great question. I'm embarrassed that you even feel like you have to ask this question. When we had them to the sub-2 students, the lead, are we getting some of the profit or do they keep it? Guys, I have talked about this and it's embarrassing that I have to talk about it again, but we need to talk about it again. What do you guys think we do with my students? Do you think my students in my community would ever take a deal 100%? Absolutely not ever, guys. If you are part of our community, you would never, ever do that. We make sure we bring high level value to everybody. Okay. We are the biggest giver. Sub 2 is the biggest giving community in real estate. There's no doubt about it. Okay. All right. Anybody have any quick questions you guys need us to answer real quick before we wrap up in the next 10 minutes?
Let's go. It's going to be a crazy week. I'm excited to do the stuff out in the field. It's going to be a ton of fun.
Let's see here. Found a duplex, ready to sell, done with it. Okay. Let's go. Blake Thackeray. That's a cool last name. Thackeray. It sounds like
Mike Tyson.
It sounds like Mike Tyson saying Zachary. I like that. It's good. It is a dope name though. Found a duplex, ready to sell and be done with it. Had multiple buyers, funds fall through, and now waiting on another buyer to see if we can get. Should we wait the 2 weeks to see if it goes through, or find someone to squat up and get it done? Blake, let me talk to the seller right now. Let's go. Blake, can I get you on the stage? Let's talk to this seller, bro. Let's see if I can get him on here. Show on stage. Invite to stage. Blake, get on here. Let's have a conversation. Blake, you here? Where you at?
Where you at, though?
Oh, he hasn't. He has to like set up his camera and his audio and stuff. So he's working on that right now. This is why you stay to the end of my days, guys. You get all these idiots that they're like, oh, pace is winding down. I'm going to leave right now. And you get 30 people that leave because they're dumb.
Dang, missing all the good stuff.
Okay, so Des Burns says, where is the advanced training at? Okay, we've answered that one pretty good, Des, but let's talk about it one more time. I even did a screen share on this. Guys, how do I get into the advanced training? How do I get into the link is pinned at the very top. Let's do that one more time. Everybody, please help me. This will kill me. I swear to you, this will be the death of me, is having to show people where a link is. So you guys see this? You guys see this thing on my screen right here where my arrow is? There's a link right here in the side chat. 0 to Hero. I'm putting it on the screen. I'm clicking on it. And there's a link. It takes you to a link. That's how you sign up for the additional training. Okay.
Pace needs some snacks, man. He's burning too many calories over here.
Trying to get people just to do the basics. You know what I'm saying? Have we answered the question about the advanced training and how to get into 0 to Hero? Have we answered that question sufficiently? Can we jump on to different questions?
Here, guys, with this is you get advanced training, but you're also joining the 0 to Hero community, right? So everything that we've done in 0 to Hero, you guys get access to. We do training. I do coaching in there every single week. We do live seller calls. We do all kind of stuff in the 0 to Hero community. This is just a part of that. So in order to get the advanced training, you just have to be in the 0 to Hero community.
Blake Thackeray, I'm trying to get you in here so we can call your seller on the live. Where are you at, dog? Why are you making this hard for me? Come on, dog, let's go. Where are you at? Come on, raise your hand. Get in here. Let's go. Raise your hand. I want to get you on this thing. I want to call your seller. Let's go. Come on. Come on. So can somebody go knock on Blake Thackeray's door, please? He doesn't know where the link is, guys. He doesn't know where the link is. Please go get him. Somebody knock on his door. Blake, where you at, bro? Let's go. Where'd you go? Lamare, I already tried to get you on here, man. Let's try and get you on here again. Lamare, how you doing? I've invited you to the stage again for the second time. Just FYI, this is the second time I've invited you to the stage. Are you here? Where are you at?
Trying to get in.
Congratulations. Here we go, brother. How you doing?
Here we go. Hey, how you doing, Base? What up, Matt?
Good.
Appreciate you guys. I don't know what's up on my video, but quick question. Great. Awesome. So what it was, I have a property that I spoke with the seller. He agreed to me in person that it was like, say he wanted 190K for the property. And at first because what it is, we have a situation who lived in there before was my girlfriend's mother, and the family kind of tore up, but he doesn't really know that Well, he doesn't know that I'm the, you know, the daughter's husband or whatever, fiance, but he didn't know that I was so close into it. So what it is in person, we agreed to the the $50 EMD. And then say the next day when I sent him the contract, when we agreed to the 190K, he said that he has more buyers now. So he just wants to make sure we're serious. And so he needs to have 20K. So
what market is this in?
It's in Fresno, California.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Yep. Yeah. I believe me, I was going to try to turn on my video. I have like so many sub-2 students that there we are, that I actually reached out to and I called to see if they want to
try to help me out. Can I give you a couple
sub-2
students in Fresno?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to give you one of I got so many amazing stuff. You guys tell I love my students. I know them all by name. I know where they live.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give you Noah Hoffman's cell phone number.
Okay.
Noah Hoffman, he is my Airbnb manager as well. I would reach out to Noah Hoffman. I just put in the side chat, so do not ask for it again, Lamore.
Gotcha. Oh, it's Lamore. Like love in French. No, you're good.
Lamore. Lamore means, what does that mean in French?
Love.
Oh, sick.
Nothing but love, man. That's all I got. Nothing but love. We spoke a while ago before too.
Let's see. I'm going to give you also.
Sorry, this is not. There we go.
Ooh.
And then I spoke with Chase, Bailey. It's been a few of them that I spoke with. Oops, it's going down fast. Okay, awesome. Got him.
Gary's good, but I've got a couple that are really, really good. So I've got a student in there that's so active right now. I promote the students that are really active and also my mastermind students. So this is Chuck Billy. There's his cell phone number. He'll help you do a deal. He probably has generated, no joke, $1 million this year just helping other people.
Awesome, man. That's blessings.
Yep. Billy. So there you go. You got 2 people to reach out to.
And then just really quick, I just have one more. It's a situation actually in Arizona.
Lamore, real quick on those. Let me give you the answer to this. Okay, on the $20,000 EMD. I'm not afraid of EMD. You know why? Because when I know I have a good deal, I'll put up $100,000 at the EMD. I don't care.
Okay.
So the question is, do you have a good deal?
And that's what I'm trying to figure out myself.
Well, there you go. So the reason why all these newbies ask me about EMD, which is earnest money deposit, people that are probably in the chat saying, what's EMD?
Yeah.
People that worry about EMD don't have a clue whether they have a good deal or not. Because the reality is your buyer, the person buying the deal, is the person who brings the EMD. When you tell me I'm worried about the EMD, guess what that tells me? You don't have a buyer.
Yep.
Which also tells me you don't know if you have a good deal or not.
Yep.
Isn't it interesting how you don't have to really tell me much and I can dissect the whole entire situation?
Oh, no, that's obvious. Yeah, that's why I reached out about this one to the students like a while ago. Yeah, I knew I'm not sure, you know.
Okay, so reach out to Chuck, Billy, and Noah on that deal, okay? They both work the Noah. I have a lot of students in Fresno. In fact, there's Blake. Holy moly, Blake. Blake, put yourself on mute for a second. We'll get you to you in a second.
And then what else you got? Just one more question. It's about a house that's actually in Sun City. Because I just moved from Arizona to Fresno, like to my hometown. But so I know Phoenix is good. But so it's in Sun City. It's a seller that I spoke with. He has like he's asking like $400K for it. But once I got to the part where I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm interested in buying. Let's, you know, what can we do to get this started? He was all in for it. And then I let him know that I'm out in, you know, Fresno, California, but I can have a partner maybe reach out, because I was working with a friend of mine that he's trying to learn this too as well. So I was gonna have him to be my boots on the ground and actually check it out, take pictures for me. But he wasn't willing to really. He said we can stop by, but he wasn't really willing to get the email, to send the contract, to really anything.
Lamar, if you have something in Arizona, who do you think you should be reaching out to in Arizona? Maybe somebody on the screen named Matt Beard.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think
Matt will go lock up the deal for you right freaking now. He will leave his desk right now.
I will leave the house at this moment.
Well, let's do it, Matt. I'm on it. I'm ready.
In fact, Matt is not even in his house in his studio. He's in a mobile studio in the back of his truck right now, and he's parked in front of that house ready to go get the contract right now.
Exactly. You literally tell the guy I'm coming, and I'll leave right now.
So the advanced training that we're going to be doing in the afternoon, all the buy appointments that we go lock up and all the stuff, that stuff will be done during the advanced training. So Matt will go to appointments like this in Arizona, and we'll do all that stuff during the advanced training. So Lamar, will you DM Matt, get his cell phone number and connect with him. DM him on
Gotcha.
Instagram.
Definitely. And
Okay.
Pace, no joke. Appreciate you guys, man. I want to wish you guys the best too. And it's kind of life changing for me because I've been going through a situation, but I appreciate you guys, the positivity, everything that you guys put out there. Seriously, seriously, that's what I'm trying to do for people around here. The more positive stuff.
When we started this challenge, Lamar, we this is what we said to my students. I said, "Do you guys want to do something that nobody's done before?" And my students are like, "Yes." And I go, "We want to change hundreds and hundreds of other people's lives by actually taking action and actually helping them, not just doing a bunch of videos and giving them stupid homework. It's like, let's get on the phone.
Yeah.
Let's get these deals done."
And that's what, that's what I've been seeing, like everybody doing, like, hey, try this out. And there's just nothing really to the, to the nitty gritty, not like this has. And like when I first met you, like a couple years ago in Phoenix at a thing, I was like, this is just something I want to do. We actually talked, met up, exchanged numbers, and then it was just the positive vibe that I got from you then. I was like, this is something I want to do, and I want to if I do have a mentor, I would rather have it be like someone like with you or you rub elbows with, because just the vibe that you give off and leave off is amazing. So I appreciate you guys, seriously.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you a lot.
God bless all you guys, seriously, and everybody in here, keep on going, seriously.
Set Matt up with the appointment, and
Gotcha.
let's give the people some value and get a contract locked up.
On it. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, brother.
I'll be in touch, Matt.
All right, sounds good, brother.
All right, let's.
Blake Thackeray. That's a dope name.
I got to go get Brian Catalan's deal today too.
Oh, you do? Are you gonna do that during the advanced training or what?
I'll record it for sure.
Okay, got it. Will you record it and drop it to all the 0 to Hero students?
Yep, that's what I'm gonna do.
Thank you, brother.
Yep.
Blake Thackeray, have we figured out your audio and your video? I'm trying to get you on here, my bro. I saw your minions on your wall. I know your video did work. It says I can't unmute you and I can't turn your camera on. You got to do that for yourself. Blake, come on, bro.
Come on, Blake.
Here he comes. Come on, Blake. You're almost there. Blake. Frozen. You're frozen.
Frozen in time.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Blake, here's what we're gonna do, bro, because we gotta have people have like good internet and stuff. So sorry. Blake, here's what I want you to do. I want you to DM Matt. Hopefully you can hear me. DM Matt and get Matt on the phone with that seller ASAP. Okay?
DM me. Let's go. Let's
DM Matt. Let's get that locked up. Let's go get that locked up.
If you're in 0 to Hero, we do calls from 12 to 2 as well, live seller calls. So
love it.
Let's go.
Blake, bro, we can't get you on here. I'm sorry, dog. You look like you're frozen. You're frozen. Sorry, bro. Sorry. All right, guys. So here's what we're going to do. We are here at 9 o'clock. We had a good 2-hour session. Everybody got value today. Everybody learned some stuff, get some massive, massive value.
This was dope. It's a good Monday. It's a good way to kick off the week.
Love it. All right, guys, we will see you tomorrow morning. We're going to be doing our free live training in the morning from 7 to 8:30. We'll be bringing on another couple of students that are going to talk about deals they're doing, highlight some people, give you guys some in-depth training on how to respond to text messages. And then we're going to be going out into the field tomorrow for the advanced training. We look forward to hanging out with you guys multiple times tomorrow, giving you guys crazy value. Please DM me when you guys get contracts. We want to keep calculating up these contracts. We're currently at 67 calculated. I got literally hundreds of text messages I've not gone through yet and DMs. So I imagine that we'll get another 10 to 15 contracts today. And hopefully Matt's going to lock up 2 of them. So guys, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow on Zoom. Guys, everybody write in, where are we going to be tomorrow? We're going to be in Zoom. Should I give the Zoom link right now just because people are such knuckleheads that they're like, I didn't get the email.
I don't think you can overnight mail anything. Yeah. So probably just best to put it here.
Guys, here's the Zoom link. It's right in the side chat. Let's see if I can pin it. Can I pin that? How do I pin that? There we go. Pinned. Guys, I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave this in the side chat. It's been pinned. That's the Zoom link for tomorrow. We will see you tomorrow during the live training. We are no longer accepting any new people into this challenge because we don't want to go back and do any additional training. We want to move forward, get this training going. We are now on day 7. Going into day 8, please make sure that you get your 100 houses you're driving for dollars done, because a lot of what we're going to be teaching will not be useful to you if you have not. So guys, thank you so much. Matthew Beard
Later.
out.